Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about something that's very touchy to a lot of women all around the world, and it's called postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is something that I'm actually dealing with right now, that I haven't experienced with my first two children, but with my third child that I just had. He's 1 month old now. I've been experiencing it, and it hit me like a whirlwind. I wasn't like ready for it, and I didn't even know what to expect, because I didn't experience it with my first two. So I didn't quite understand what exactly was going to happen, within the process. So let's talk about what postpartum depression is. Postpartum depression basically is effect from hormone changes and psychological adjustments to motherhood. And it can happen right after birth, or it can take like days or probably a month, before, actually becoming a problem. For me, it didn't happen right after birth. I had like little spells of it. And what I mean by spells, like, I'll have like little flashes of thinking negative, or little moments where I'll just feel sad for no reason. And it'll happen like in intervals. Like, so it'll happen like for 10 minutes at a time or 5 minutes at a time, and it'll go away and I'll be fine again. So, in the beginning, I didn't think that it was postpartum depression. I just thought that, maybe I didn't get enough sleep, because that happens too, when having a newborn baby. And if you keep seeing me looking, I'm looking at my son. When having a newborn baby is kind of hard to get sleep, because most times they want to sleep during the day and up all night, or even if they do sleep during the day, during the night, they be up all day and they want to stay up all night too. So it just depends on the baby, and you can never like kind of pinpoint, how it will really play out when it comes to this experience. However, back to postpartum depression with me, yeah, it hit me. And when it hit me hard. And what I mean by that is, like I said, in the beginning, I was getting like little spells of it, like little hints that it could probably be it, but it's not always the case. And it wasn't until like the spell started lasting longer, like as far as like me feeling like sad or gloomy, and nothing was really wrong. That's how I know it was playing with my psychological mind, of my emotions and stuff like that. And that's when it became a problem for me, and I actually noticed it. So let's talk about how you may know if you're going through postpartum depression yourself. So with my own experience, some of the signs that I personally have been going through is lack of confidence. That's if you didn't have a lack of confidence before. So a heavy lack of confidence. What else have I experienced? The intervals of sadness, like just becoming sad or feeling depressed, or feeling like the world is on your shoulders, so heavy to where like you either want to cry or you have to just stop, everything that you're doing, because it's a lot. Like it feels so heavy. That, so if you're going through those little spells of that, anxiety, if your anxiety is through the roof, if you feel like you're going to hurt yourself, or you can be a harm to yourself or your child. Now that wasn't an experience that I personally experienced, but I know that that is one of the main symptoms to look out for. I kind of had like something similar to that, because one time I was and what I mean by that, I'm about to give you an example. I take a bath with my newborn. So one time I had like this little like thought. I had a negative thought of, what if he was to drown in my lap? Now, normally I wouldn't have anything like that. I know, and with my personal opinion, because I had two prior, and I've done the same thing that I'm doing with my third, I've done with my previous two, my previous boy and girl. And I never had like that type of thought before. So to have it with him, it automatically like made me like just stop and just hold him so close. And I had to pray, because things like that, if you're not mentally strong for certain feelings or insecurities and stuff like that to come up, because depression do play with your psyche. And if you're not strong enough to battle certain things, I would advise you to get personal help. Let someone know and try to build a support system around you, because it's very important. So for those women that feel alone and don't have a support system, I feel for you guys the most, because me personally, I have my partner here, even though he works, but I do have him. But even when I do have him, sometimes I feel alone, and he personally sometimes don't even know how to help me, go through this and battle through this, because sometimes I don't even know how to help myself in certain situations, because it's just overwhelming. And like I said, sometimes you can go through little spells to where you don't even know what's wrong with you. You just know you feel a certain way, and it feels like a heaviness that you can't explain. So I feel very, very, very sorry for the women out there that don't have a support system or don't have anyone, around them to help them through this, because it can be hard. It can be hard. And I truly believe that no woman should have to go through this, because it can get rough. And that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video so that I can bring awareness to it, and not only bring awareness to it, but to also encourage other women to speak out about it, so that we can help each other get through.